Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Derek Martinez. A man from Scranton has been sentenced following a Luzerne County bank robbery. Police say Robert Wasney pointed a 12-gauge shotgun at bank workers at an M&T bank in Wilkes-Barre on July 23, 2021, and demanded cash. He then fled the scene, which led to a high-speed chase with police. Wasney then fled on foot with a backpack full of cash, but was eventually arrested and taken into custody. Wasney has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence in connection with the incident. Pennsylvania State Police in Frackville have released the name of a man shot by Shenandoah police during a burglary on Monday. According to the Troop L Major Case Team, the incident happened around 12:30 a.m. on Monday when police were dispatched to 309 West Cole Street in Shenandoah. Officers say the owner of the property had video surveillance inside the vacant home and reported that someone was inside wearing a mask and carrying a big knife. Upon clearing the home, police say they found 32-year-old Brian Schuring of Shenandoah under the bed. When officers attempted to move the bed, police say Schuring lunged towards an officer with a machete. A Shenandoah police officer then fired their service weapon and struck Schuring. Officers report that Schuring was pronounced dead at the scene despite attempts to render aid and call EMS. The investigation into the incident is still ongoing. A man is now facing new charges in connection with a death inside a Scranton home. Donald Brunson is now being charged with homicide along with risking catastrophe following an investigation of the death of 49-year-old Danielle Barbuti. According to the Scranton Police Department, officers were called to the 1000 block of Luke Avenue around 6 p.m. on Wednesday for a report of an unresponsive woman. When police arrived on the scene, officers say they smelled a strong odor of gas and found a woman lying on her back with severe trauma to her face and head. According to officers, there was also blood in multiple rooms and a large knife on the kitchen counter with bloody fingerprints on it. Officers also know that the gas stove was left on, which caused the odor to fill the home, according to the affidavit. Investigators say they were informed by a confidential witness that Brunson had been the victim's boyfriend. Brunson was eventually taken into custody after he was found injured and bleeding at a Lackawanna County campsite. Police have stated that the injuries Brunson sustained are consistent with the evidence at the crime scene. An Edwardsville police pursuit escalated to a river rescue and a hospital confrontation on Sunday. Edwardsville police were dispatched to the Wine and Spirits in the Gateway Shopping Center for a report of a man following a woman Sunday morning around 11:30 a.m. When police arrived on the scene, they attempted to stop the man, who was later identified as Richie McLeod of Edwardsville, from following the woman. Police say McLeod ignored the officer's orders and then fled the scene. During the pursuit, police say McLeod ran into a river and was unable to lift his head above the water. As a result, an officer jumped into the river to rescue McLeod, who police say smelled of alcohol. Both the officer and McLeod were taken to the hospital for evaluation for possible hypothermia. According to the affidavit, while in the hospital, the officer told McLeod he was under arrest and McLeod slapped the officer in the face. McLeod has been taken into custody and is being charged with public drunkenness, reckless endangerment, resisting arrest, and other related charges. He is currently behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility for lack of $15,000 bail. Governor Josh Shapiro and other politicians recently joined faith leaders for a rally at the Road of Shalom Synagogue in Philadelphia. The interfaith rally against anti-Semitism addressed the growing concerns and instances in Pennsylvania of discrimination amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Several speakers were featured at the rally, including Rabbi Eli C. Friedman, Senator Bob Casey, and Pennsylvania State Representative Martina White. Governor Shapiro also spoke at the event about his support for the Jewish community.
I have seen love and strength all throughout Pennsylvania. We should be proud of where we live. We should be mindful, though, that there are warning signs as well. The Holocaust, we know, began not with weapons, but with words. This community knows that. And I know, and you know, that we must confront those words head on. That's why we're here today. Confront them head on online and in our communities. I'm committed to doing just that. Senator Casey is committed to doing just that. Representative White is committed to doing that.
Sunday's rally fell during Hanukkah, which is observed this year from Thursday, December 7th to Friday, December 15th. Police have arrested 2 men after they allegedly broke into a dead man's trailer in Luzerne County. Vladimir Kremeninski and Vyacheslav Solomonov, both of New York, have been arrested after police say they burglarized a trailer in the borough of Laurel Run. According to police, the trailer had been owned by a man who had recently died in Russia. Police say the 2 men were spotted by the deceased man's son breaking into the trailer on surveillance camera footage. The son told police that he did not know the 2 individuals and believed the men were trying to find documents or deeds to Russian estates that his father owned. According to the affidavit, Kremeninski told officers through a Russian translator that he had learned of the man's death and went to the trailer intent on sending personal property back to the victim's family in Russia. The 2 men have been charged with criminal trespassing, possession of drug paraphernalia, and burglary. The 2 are currently behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail. Santa and Mrs. Claus were back at it on Monday, spreading holiday cheer in the south side of Hazleton. The Santa Parade began at the Southside Fire Station and ended at Memorial Park in Hazleton. During the parade, children had the chance to receive treats and greet Mrs. Claus and the big man himself. The Clauses were also accompanied by Hazleton City Police and Hazleton Fire Department vehicles. The parade had been originally scheduled for Sunday, September 10th, but was delayed due to winter weather conditions. Coming up on WYLN News, Pennsylvania State Police investigate a report of a stolen gun. Plus, Luzerne County Manager Romilda Krogmo invites residents to a county manager forum. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by WYLN Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. This holiday season, join WYLN for great holiday programming featuring Can Do Christmas, the Christ Lutheran Christmas Eve service, the Hazleton Philharmonic Symphony Orchestra, Sounds of the Season, Polka Connection, Ciao Bella Holiday Cooking, Holiday Baking with Jen Yamola, the Your Life Holiday Special, Chef Lou Christmas, Viewpoint with Santa, From Saint to Claus, Story of the First Noel, and more. Check our website at WYLNTV.com for a program schedule. WYLN, your home for the holiday station.
Welcome back to WYLN News. Pennsylvania State Police in Hazleton are investigating a report of a stolen gun in Black Creek Township. According to State Police, the gun was stolen between 10 p.m. on Wednesday, November 22nd and 4 a.m. on Thursday, November 23rd. Troopers say they spoke to a 26-year-old man from Nuremberg regarding the theft on Saturday, November 25th. According to investigators, the vehicle had been parked at the Leave It to Beaver Club on Tom Hicken Road when the perpetrator smashed the victim's driver's side front window and stole a .357 Magnum handgun. Police say the stolen property was valued at around $450 and that $100 worth of damage was caused to the vehicle. Anyone with information regarding the incident is asked to contact Pennsylvania State Police in Hazleton at 570-459-3890. The Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department is asking the public for help in identifying 3 individuals wanted for retail theft. According to police, the 3 individuals shown on screen stole electronics and gaming accessories from the Wilkes-Barre Township Target on Sunday, December 3rd. Anyone who knows the identity of the suspects is asked to contact Wilkes-Barre Township Police at 570-606-4791. Luzerne County Manager Romilda Crocamo will be holding her annual County Manager Forum on Wednesday. During the event, residents of Luzerne County will have the opportunity to speak with Crocamo and ask any questions they may have regarding the county. The forum will take place from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Courthouse Rotunda, located on North River Street in Wilkes-Barre. Officials are reminding Pennsylvania residents to beware of porch pirates this holiday season. Some tips to protect your packages are to stay informed about when they are expected to arrive and to consider leaving specific instructions for a delivery person to leave the packages in a secure location. It is also recommended to install surveillance cameras as a deterrent and to require a signature upon delivery. Residents may also choose to utilize a package locker or to simply pick up their purchases in store. If you see anything suspicious, you should always report to law enforcement immediately. Coming up on Wilkes-Barre's News Choice, Ryan Prosick is back on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we discuss winter driving tips on this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. And stay right here on WYLN, we'll be right back.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new cancer center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now open and offers an advanced radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, and the latest telemedicine technologies. The Cancer Center at LVH Hazleton, offering world-class cancer care closer to home. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, tune in. Ed O'Farrell is going to tell his story about chiropractic care, a CDL driver, and how he lost 70 pounds. So tune in.
The sisters at Holy Annunciation Monastery are in desperate need of newspaper for bedding for their horses. You can drop off your old newspapers at the monastery at 403 West County Road in Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania, or call them at 570-788-1205 for pickup.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Let's Talk Sports. We talked about the Eagles yesterday. Still not over that one. Won't be for a while if we don't clinch that 1 seed, but hey, football is football any given week, and the Eagles haven't shown up the past 2 weeks of any given week. So anyway, on to the Sunday slate. We're going to go over the 1 p.m. games We have Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Tampa Bay with the 29-25 win. One of the last second victories. They left a couple seconds on the clock for Lynn, and they drove down the field. They almost got it done. Drake London is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm so glad he's finally getting some recognition after this huge game. He's a baller, and at least I knew that coming into the draft. He had an insane yards per game rate in college at USC, and it's just he got drafted top 10 to a situation that's not a pass-happy situation. But I took a loss this past weekend on this game. Bijan Robinson scored, which Tampa Bay had 9 players in instead of 11. I don't know, it was up there. Anyway, go figure. We also had Kyle Pitts score a touchdown, and then Drake London had that monster game. So all three did that. They all produced, and they lost the game. So you know what that means. Back to the backups for Arthur Smith. Just how it goes. But anyway, great win by Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield. Detroit against Chicago. I picked Detroit in this one, and they lost by 15 points to Chicago. Justin Fields is playing for his job, even though it doesn't matter if he plays for his job or not. If you know what I mean. The Panthers' pick isn't going to get any better, especially with what happened this weekend. So it looks like the Bears are still going to take Caleb Williams, or they could trade down. You never know. The option is becoming more and more of a choice, if you could say that. But anyway, we also had Cincinnati at Indianapolis. Jake Browning wasn't a flash in the pan. He got it done. It was incredible, honestly. I mean, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Chase Brown, the rookie, got it done. I mean, they might make the playoffs. Like, honestly, it's a very real possibility for them now, especially with that quality win over Indianapolis, who's also fighting for the playoffs. Gardner Minshew and company did not look that great, only scoring 14 points. But Jake Browning, Joe Mixon, all those guys got it done, and they are still in the hunt in the AFC North, which, not for the AFC North, but all those teams are above 500. Can't say the same for the NFC South, but Cincinnati still looking to clinch a playoff spot. We also had Cleveland at Jacksonville. How about Joe Flacco? This man just keeps getting it done. 2 touchdowns to David Njoku. I mean, he almost has as many touchdowns as Kenny Pickett does this whole season. He's played 2 games off the couch. Not saying it, Steelers fans. I'm sorry. I did it again. It's just a force of habit from me now. But anyway, we have Trevor Lawrence in the bum ankle. It was an okay game for him. Not overly impressed. It's one of those things. The Browns defense is tough, but they almost pulled it out there at the end. Parker Washington had a nice touchdown. Evan Ingram had a humongous day for the Jaguars, and I don't know who's going to win this AFC South. I mean, I think it's going to be the Jaguars, especially with the Texans' blunder. It wasn't really a blunder. It was more so their 2 best offensive players got hurt. But as for that, we'll see how they go next week. But CJ Stroud looks like he might not play, and I don't think Nico Collins is going to. So hopefully they'll get back 1 or 2 of those guys down the stretch here, because they'd be a fun team to see in the playoffs. We also have Carolina and New Orleans. I was just talking about Carolina. Bryce Young, you got to do something. He hasn't showed us anything this season yet, and I don't know if he's gonna. It's just such a bad situation, bad scenario, bad wide receivers, bad O-line. It's just nothing's panning out their way. And they don't have the number 1 pick, and I don't see how a head coach is going to want to take this job, if I'm being so honest. Like, head coach, offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, whoever they choose to go with. I mean, money talks in this industry, of course, but it almost seems like you're playing on your own downfall. So we'll see how that plays out, but New Orleans with the big victory, 28-6. Like I said, the Jets with the big win over Houston, 30-6. Zach Wilson looked great. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins got hurt. And to wrap up the 1 p.m. window, we had Baltimore at the Rams. Puka Nacua is a star. He's pacing better than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, their rookie seasons. And Cooper Kupp still got it. Matthew Stafford still got it, but they don't got the tackling. That punt return to end overtime, the walk-off punt return by Tylan Wallace, secures not Buffalo. Buffalo we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it secures Baltimore the 1 seed. For now, Miami, you know, they're going to be fighting for it down the stretch. So we'll see what happens with that race. But that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. Looks like it's going to be a photo finish between the Dolphins and the Ravens, and then the Cowboys, Eagles, hopefully Eagles, and 49ers. So we'll keep an eye on those as we come down the stretch here. But that's all for Let's Talk Sports today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
In preparation for the Christmas season, Antonia's Jewelry and Repair is filled with special collections for this season of joy. We offer a variety of watches, including Bulova. Fine diamond jewelry in yellow, white, and rose gold. Engagement rings that can be custom designed so it is one of a kind. Diamond anniversary bands, rings, pendants, earrings, and more. Full service jewelry and watch repairs. Stop in to see Toni. Let her help you pick the perfect gift. Antonia's Jewelry and Repair, 289 Airport Road in Hazel Township.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. 1224 presents a high-energy rock orchestra concert featuring holiday music as well as their own holiday creations. Inspired by the music and stage presentation of some of the world's greatest rock orchestras, this group delivers. See them at Hazleton Area High School, 1601 West 23rd Street in Hazel Township, Thursday, December 14th. Show starts at 7:30. Tickets are available at Boscov's at the door or online at wiltycenter.org and eventbrite.com.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Now as you can see, we're outside, it is December, and there is a lot of white stuff on the ground. Yes, the snow has arrived. So today's segment is about safety tips in the snow. Number one, plan ahead. If we know the winter weather is coming and you have to be out on the road, I said have to be, right? Because if you don't go out and travel. But if you have to go to work, you have to go somewhere, plan ahead. Make sure your vehicle's well prepared. Make sure your tires are in good condition. Make sure you have enough windshield washer fluid. Make sure your windshield wipers are working good. Make sure your headlights and taillights are all illuminated. That's before you even hit the road. Next, like I said, plan ahead. Know your route. Know that if you're going to be on a back road and it's not really taken care of that great, you might want to find an alternate route. You can always go on PA511.com for up-to-date weather and road conditions. You can even look at cameras that will show specific roads, including all major interstates here in Pennsylvania. Really great tool. So you want to plan ahead. Make sure you have an emergency kit in your vehicle. So some water, maybe a little bit of food, medications, if you have medication that you're allowed to operate a motor vehicle with, a blanket, and a cell phone charger. Now, this is an extreme, I understand that, but in the rare occasion that we get a major snowstorm and the interstate gets shut down and you're stranded out there for a few hours until it gets open, you're going to be glad that you planned ahead and you have this emergency kit. Have it, hope you never use it, but have it just in case. Like I said, know your roads, know your route. If you have to leave earlier, if you don't have to go anywhere, don't go out there. We see roads, they get really bad really quick, and people are out driving around when they have no reason to be. Stay home, stay safe, always buckle up when you're driving, and anytime you have to go out in this kind of conditions, make sure you stay safe, go slow, and get where you're going safe. I'll see you all here next time on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
If you're just tuning in, here's a recap of our top stories. A man from Scranton has been sentenced following a Luzerne County bank robbery. Police say Robert Wasney pointed a 12-gauge shotgun at bank workers at an M&T bank in Wilkes-Barre on July 23, 2021, and demanded cash. He then fled the scene, which led to a high-speed chase with police. Wasney then fled on foot with a backpack full of cash, but was eventually arrested and taken into custody. Wasney has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence in connection with the incident. Pennsylvania State Police in Frackville have released the name of a man shot by Shenandoah police during a burglary on Monday. According to the Troop L Major Case Team, the incident happened around 12:30 a.m. on Monday when police were dispatched to 309 West Cole Street in Shenandoah. Officers say the owner of the property had video surveillance inside the vacant home and reported that someone was inside wearing a mask and carrying a big knife. Upon clearing the home, police say they found 32-year-old Brian Schuring of Shenandoah under the bed. When officers attempted to move the bed, police say Schuring lunged towards an officer with a machete. A Shenandoah police officer then fired their service weapon and struck Schuring. Officers report that Schuring was pronounced dead at the scene despite attempts to render aid and call EMS. The investigation into the incident is still ongoing. An Edwardsville police pursuit escalated to a river rescue and a hospital confrontation on Sunday. Edwardsville police were dispatched to the Wine and Spirits in the Gateway Shopping Center for a report of a man following a woman Sunday morning around 11:30 a.m. When police arrived on the scene, they attempted to stop the man, who was later identified as Richie McLeod of Edwardsville, from following the woman. Police say McLeod ignored the officer's orders and then fled the scene. During the pursuit, police say McLeod ran into a river and was unable to lift his head above the water. As a result, an officer jumped into the river to rescue McLeod, who police say smelled of alcohol. Both the officer and McLeod were taken to the hospital for evaluation for possible hypothermia. According to the affidavit, while in the hospital, the officer told McLeod he was under arrest and McLeod slapped the officer in the face. McLeod has been taken into custody and is being charged with public drunkenness, reckless endangerment, resisting arrest, and other related charges. He is currently behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility for lack of $15,000 bail. Police have arrested 2 men after they allegedly broke into a dead man's trailer in Luzerne County. Vladimir Kremeninski and Vyacheslav Solomonov, both of New York, have been arrested after police say they burglarized a trailer in the borough of Laurel Run. According to police, the trailer had been owned by a man who had recently died in Russia. Police say the 2 men were spotted by the deceased man's son breaking into the trailer on surveillance camera footage. The son told police that he did not know the 2 individuals and believed the men were trying to find documents or deeds to Russian estates that his father owned. According to the affidavit, Komarninsky told officers through a Russian translator that he had learned of the man's death and went to the trailer intent on sending personal property back to the victim's family in Russia. The 2 men have been charged with criminal trespassing, possession of drug paraphernalia, and burglary. The 2 are currently behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility without bail.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.